today on the Lipstick Lounge. It is Valentine's Day. I know the holidays keep creeping up on us, but it is Valentine's Day, and so today we're going to do a little romantic, sweet look for Valentine's Day. So stay tuned and learn how. Okay, so it's Valentine's Day, like I said, and we have our delightful, gorgeous, fabulous model, Christina, here today to get herself beautified, glamified, and romanticized.
It's a good word.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with my primer as usual. I'm using my NYX Photo Loving Primer. And I'm just going to put it all on. I feel like I'm very generous with primer. Because you want everything to stay in place. You know, your lips already look like you have something on them. They look so lovely already, Christina.
Thank you.
All right, so now I'm going to put on my foundation. Again, my lovely Sonia Kashuk brand, my favorite. And this color is Bamboo because Christina is very, she's got a nice olive complexion, which is one of my favorite. Not that I don't like anyone that's pale, obviously, but one of my favorite complexions is olive because you get to play around a little bit more with different colors, a little bit more intense. Whereas fair, you kind of have to watch what you're doing.
It's my Italian heritage.
Oh, I love your Italian heritage. When I was young, oh my gosh, all I wanted to be was Italian. My best friend was Italian. Her family was super Italian. And every time I'd go over there, of course, I looked like a glass of milk. And they were all lattes.
Cappuccinos.
Cappuccinos, and they were just so gorgeous. I just always thought that I could be Italian someday.
Hey, you know, Northern Italy people look a lot like you.
That's right, I heard that. They're like very fair.
Very fair. A lot of redheads, a lot of blue eyes.
Like, what the heck happened? You know,
I know.
how is that possible?
Oh.
But I did want to be dark for so long. My mother's like, I hate to tell you, but
You're not.
you're not, and you're never going to be. And then I was like, okay, self-tanners. And that's probably why I had that, you know, I was telling Christina earlier about when I was younger and didn't know what I was doing with makeup. I would put on the most ridiculous foundations when I was in high school. I didn't need foundation, but I had on this ridiculous dark foundation to try and be dark. And that didn't work. I just looked like a clown.
And now look at you.
Oh my gosh, so now look at me. I think I told you, I think that sparked my desire to do it right. But I do love makeup. Oh, you love makeup too, don't you?
I do love makeup.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what I'm doing half the time, but I do love it.
Oh my gosh. Well, after today, maybe you'll know a little bit more.
I hope so. I'm sure I will.
You will. Look up, like your whole head. Yep. Because you want to get down towards your neck. Remember, we talked about this earlier. You don't want your face and your neck to be two different colors, so you just kind of want to blend them together, kind of make it look seamless. The funny thing is, when I was in college, I took a painting class, Painting 101. Now, when you hear 101, right, you think,
Basic.
basic. I think it was even called basic painting. I really want to say it was called basic painting. So I get in there the first day, because I'm amazed at myself that I'm actually putting makeup on people and whatever with the colors, because I get there the first day and he was 100. I'm telling you, he was 100 years old. Close your eyes. He gave us, I don't know what the heck the assignment was that we were doing in class. And the other girls in the class were like Picassos. Everyone was painting that fruit or whatever was, yeah, and they looked so great. Mine looked horrendous, and he was so, you know, not encouraging, and he called me out in front of the class to say how horrible I was, my drawing, my painting, my use of color. So I ended up dropping the class, and it was awful. I mean, I probably endured it for 4 weeks before I said, yep, I'm out of here. But it was so awful, and it was not a basic painting class. And the girls were like, they were like professionals.
It's like advanced 101.
It was like advanced, right? So now I kind of think to myself, and of course, didn't that guy pass away the next year?
Oh no, that's
Well,
awful.
No. All right, I'll say it's awful. But at the time, I was like, why couldn't you have done it a year earlier?
Oh my gosh.
It's horrible. I know, I'm sorry, but you know what? Now I paint faces.
See, exactly.
Yeah.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
It might be a basic question, but
No.
what do you recommend for brushes? Because I feel like that's so overwhelming when you go and purchase them. Like there's so many when you buy them in a pack.
Right.
How do you know which one is good for foundation? How do you know which, you know?
So for your just your personal use, you don't need to have anything really expensive. I mean, most of my brushes are really expensive, but some of them are not, because I think there are certain ones that you should spend money on, and then there are certain ones you don't really need to. But if it's just for yourself, you don't have to spend a lot of money at Target. So you know, my Sonia Kashuk lady for my makeup, I love her so much. She has a line, I mean, of everything. She's got brushes, she's got, you know, like the beauty blenders. She has everything that you could ever need. So, I mean, and they're really good quality. They're really good quality. So, I mean, I would recommend, I mean, unless you really, really, really wanted to get kind of delve into makeup and go off and buy your MAC brushes or, you know, something very expensive, I don't think you need to. I do love Sonia Kashuk. I will tell everyone again, I love her. But like, again, Target, you just go to her section and she has every brush, and it will tell you right on it what it's for. So, you know, your flat brush is for foundation, and it will tell you for, you know, eyeshadows. It will tell you for concealer, like here's my concealer. This is Sonia Kashuk. Just
That's good to know.
a little flat brush to put on concealer, because you know you can apply with your fingers, and that's okay. I mean, a lot of times I do, but I think if you want a really smooth coverage, and if you want to, you know, a full coverage, I think it's a good thing to use the brushes.
Okay.
It really blends in well. Sometimes your fingers have oils on them,
Yeah.
and it can streak the makeup. So that's what I say.
Okay. It's good to know.
Okay.
I was just always curious.
Oh, good. You've asked the right person. So you have really nice skin, Christina.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have really nice skin. It's a great texture. It's like smooth, you know. And if you have any blemishes, they're just small ones, and they're not anything that you can't just cover up. See, I always tell people, you know, sometimes I'll get young women, bridesmaids usually, who are high school girls for proms, where they have pimples and they've picked. And, you know, I say it's so much easier for me to cover a red bump than it is a scab.
Yeah.
So if you do have any blemishes, don't pick them, because imagine your concealer going over that.
Yeah.
You know, it's just,
It can't be healthy for your skin either.
it's not healthy for your skin to pick at it, number one. And number two, you've got concealer crusted up on them. Oh yeah, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. So just don't pick.
I am guilty of that.
Oh,
Can't lie. I
don't.
know. It's awful.
Don't. Oh my gosh, there's this great product. I'll tell everybody. I feel like somewhere along the line I should be getting, you know, endorsement money, because I love so many things and I tell everybody. There's this product by Kiehl's. You've heard of Kiehl's, yes?
Sounds familiar.
It's like a skincare
Oh, yes, yes.
skincare line, and they have a gel called Blue Herbal Spot Treatment. Amazing. You put it on, and overnight, I'm not exaggerating. Overnight, the pimple has shrunk down so much,
Wow.
and within 2 days, it's gone. Like
That's
gone.
amazing.
My husband's cousin, when he was in high school, he had a little problem with blemishes, and he was like, what do I do? What do I do? And I told him, and his mom went out and got him some because he was too embarrassed to go into a girl's store and buy it.
Oh.
Yeah. And his mom emailed me and said, you're not even going to believe this, but I did believe it, because it's a miracle. I don't know what the heck they put in it, but it's fabulous.
That's so great.
So anyways, Blue Herbal Spot Treatment,
I have to look that up.
Kiehl's. Okay, so we're good. All right, so now I will put on a little blush. Now don't be frightened by this color. It looks really, really bright. It looks really
Very
bright.
pink.
Very pink. I guess pink's the thing now. I picked this up. I picked this up just because I thought, ooh, I like this, especially for more olivey, darker skin. I just found out that pink is it. Pink is the color for the year. So, I mean, it looks really vibrant, but it's not going to be. Once I put it on your cheeks, you will be like, oh, really? It doesn't come out so bright.
Okay.
I've found a lot of, there's one blush that I got, oh my gosh, and it was just beautiful, rich, like kind of a corally color, and I said, oh, I love it. And I started putting it on like full blast. And my husband's like, I didn't know you were training for clown school. Or, I mean, I looked like a clown.
Oh no.
Of course, when I had to go somewhere, and so I was thinking, what am I gonna do? You know, so then I learned a lesson. You know, even though it's very vibrant it could be very vibrant if you do it very delicately and gently. It won't come out that way.
Right. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, don't just dive in.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid because it looks so bright. And I'm not, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, how much is she putting on me? I'm really not. I'm just tapping. I'm just tapping it on. And then, once I put some loose powder over it, that will help soften it as well so that it just kind of peeks through, which is kind of what you want, especially on Valentine's Day where you want to look sweet and pretty. Okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
We could probably get rid of this, like edit this. Okay, so do not be afraid. All right, okay. So now I'm going to use my favorite powder. I feel like, I never introduce any new products on this show. Well, maybe I do, I don't know. But there's just my old standbys that I like so much. So I just continue to use them because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I think. But my NARS powder, this is so smooth. It makes your makeup just, close your eyes, please. It just is incredible. All your shine goes away, and it just sets your makeup so nicely. It's, your skin, afterwards you'll look and say, oh my gosh, it's so smooth. How did it get so smooth? It's this stuff. Again, NARS, I need my money for endorsing you. No, I just love to tell everybody about everything I love.
No, it's good.
But then what else happens is I like to tell everybody about what I don't love.
Yeah.
And, I feel bad about that, but no, I don't.
I feel like with makeup, though, it's good to get recommendations because they're not the cheapest products to buy.
Right, I agree.
So if you can stand by something wholeheartedly, then...
Right, I feel like, if I like something, I'm going to tell the world about it. But
absolutely.
It's equal, if I really don't like something, I'm going to tell the world about it too. Like, I remember, I don't know how many years ago, there was this guy who was on a plane, and it was something rude happened. Something happened on the plane, and the guy said, I'm going to tell everybody about what just happened. And the guy said, who could you tell? And I guess he was a motivational speaker. So every time, I'm going to use a little highlighter. I'm just going to go down your nose right here. Every time he started any, and on your chin, any workshop or whatever, he would go and talk to thousands of people at one time. He would start every single speech with, let me tell you all about whatever the name of the airlines was.
Oh, jeez.
And,
that's awful.
But what's so funny is that guy said, who could you possibly tell?
Sometimes you never know.
You know, and you never know. So that's why it's a good thing and a bad thing that I tell people, what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
So I'm putting a little highlighter on your cheekbones. I put a little down the center of your nose. And I put a little bit on your chin, just because on Valentine's Day you might be out for a candlelit dinner. And wouldn't it be nice if the candlelight just caught the light on your cheeks and on your forehead and, all of those lovely spots that need to glow. And I'm also going to use a little bit of bronzer down the sides of your nose, just to kind of do a little bit of contouring, not a big amount, but just a little bit. Great. And Now I'm moving on to eyes. Gosh, I always feel like I'm so fast here, but you're so easy to do here. All right, so I was kind of waffling about you, as I often do about people, because I think, oh gosh, this will look great, and then I think, oh no, this will look great. So let me put my primer on. I'm using my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and this will keep your shadow in place all day, all night, and it won't crease, it won't fade away. You've got nice brows too, Christina.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm like, my brows are going rogue right now. I've let them. I'm letting them because I don't know what the heck they were a little too thin, and then I wanted them to be thicker, but they're growing at a snail's pace, and I always envy the girl with the thicker, fuller brows. It's like the girl with, I have straight hair. I wish I had curly hair. Or the curly-haired girl. I wish I had straight hair. All right, so now I'm going to put a little shimmer on first. And I'm going to go from, I have this it's like a little book from Stila. It's the natural book. And inside it's just got some really natural colors. But I'm going to use this one in Demure. It's a little kind of, just a little shimmery, close. And it will help bring out some light in your eyes, because I'm going to kind of give you a smoky eye, and having the light underneath will really help to just kind of give a little bit of shimmer to your eyes. And I go right up, so I start at the lash line, I go right up underneath the brow. And then I just kind of rub it with my finger. That's very nice. Sometimes I always say, I'm amazed with myself. Not with myself, but with like the products. I'm like,
of course.
Oh, this is a good choice. I like this. So this is really, really a nice little shimmer to your lids. Okay. So now I'm going to go with a more matte color on your lid, and I think I might like to use this one. So I'm going to go in there as I'm tripping. It's like kind of like a plum color. Do you ever use plum?
I don't. I'm always afraid to go with the darker colors because I don't
know how to put it on.
Yeah, or make it pop, so I stay very in the neutrals.
Well, Valentine's Day is a day where you should not be neutral. You should, but this is still like a neutral kind of color. I think it's not crazy. It's just a nice wash of purple, and it's not like 1984. You probably weren't even born in 1984, but it's not even like 1984. Pat Benatar purple. Or like what I just was telling you before we started filming about my purple. Oh gosh, purple eyeliner, oh gosh. It's not like that. It's just a nice wash of color. And another thing, I might like to have another crack at you another time, because another color I love, love, love with really dark brown eyes is blue. And you might think, oh my God, blue?
No, I've heard that before, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful on really dark brown eyes, like a denim blue, a blue jean blue. It's really rich and inky, and it just looks so good. So I'm gonna have to do it again, maybe in the summertime for like a sultry summer night look.
Oh, that would be
That's
nice.
what we might do.
Already planning.
I'm already planning. Okay, so. Yeah, I like this on you a lot. And again, with the shimmery underneath, it just makes it it just makes it look very sweet. It doesn't look garish or harsh. It looks just sweet. So I'm only on the lid. I'm just kind of going from the lash line up to the crease and just patting it on. And then I just blend with my blender brush. This brush is a little hard. I feel like when I've used it on myself, I think that's kind of rough. So I'm sorry if I'm scratching
No.
you. Okay. So now our smoky part is going to happen.
So exciting.
Yeah, so it's like a darker purple, but you can't be afraid of these purples. Do not be afraid of them. I promise. I promise. I'm not steering you wrong.
I trust you.
Okay, well that's nice. Not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people trust me. They get very nervous. Close. So I'm just making a little V out here. I know, like I told you before, I'm like, I don't know, should I change it? What should I do? No, I'm not changing. Now it's too late to change, but I wouldn't want to. Yeah, you have to go somewhere tonight. Call up the ladies and say, let's go someplace. The smoky eye, you have to blend. You really have to blend really well, because then you'll see lines, and you don't want to see any lines. You can blend it in towards your eye, and then once you kind of get that blend, you can come back out again to give that little whoosh, smoky look. I might give it a little more going in. Let me just get close, kind of like into the along the crease there. Oh my gosh. Well, you know, sometimes I get jealous because, you know, even though I do my own, well, you know, I wish someone would just do my makeup. I want someone to just let me sit down and let someone just make the decisions.
For you, yeah.
You know, it's funny. I love makeup, and I love putting makeup on everyone else, but I kind of don't like putting it on myself. I don't know.
That's always different. The same thing when you do your own hair compared to when you do it for someone else.
Right.
You take so much time, and it's so meticulous.
Right.
And then you do it on yourself. You're like, yeah, no, I give up after 2 minutes.
Right. Like, I don't know what to do with myself, but with somebody else, I feel like, oh my gosh, they expect so much of me. I've got to get it right, you know?
Of course.
So I definitely don't like to do my own. Let me just get right here. I mean, you know, I have to admit, though, every time I'm doing it, I say, and I'm not even exaggerating. Today I said it, too. I said, why? Why can't I just be a man? Men don't have to do anything. They take a 5-minute shower and they throw on their clothes and they're done.
They're ready, I know.
I don't know why it takes an hour plus. I mean, it's like I'm not even doing anything. Sometimes I think it's more me putzing around than me actually doing anything. And then I'm at like crunch time and I think, oh God, I gotta get it done. Okay, so now I'm gonna go underneath with that same shimmer that I used before, the Demure from our Stila book, and I am just going to get in there, and we're going to go underneath, look up, so that we get more, again, more light and shimmer. It just kind of peeks through. I might add a little bit more over here. Okay. And then I'm going to go with the darkest color in my little, I didn't say what I'm using, my Tartlet. My Tartlet's all matte colors. I'm going to use the dark purple again underneath as a liner, because if anybody has watched me, they know I do not like a line, like a pencil under the eye. It just looks harsh, and especially if you want to do a smoky eye, a shadow just makes it so much softer. Is anybody out there? We know one person who's watching. We don't know anybody else. I don't know. I'm hoping.
I'm sure.
I'm hoping someone's there taking notes.
Of course. I watch your shows.
Oh, thanks, Christina. But you have to.
No, I mean, I watch them when they're on YouTube.
You do?
I do. I told you I learned a lot from this show.
Oh, I'm so glad. I love doing it, actually. I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I feel like makeup's one of those things you can just experiment with.
Right. All right, let me look at you straight on. All right, I need to do a little blending. So I'm going to get a little tiny brush and just really kind of blend it. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to, with your fabulous brows, they're great. I'm going to kind of brush them, kind of fill in just a few little spots that might need a little extra something. And then I'll move on to some liner. And today for liner, I'm going to use a pencil. I usually use like a gel liner, but I want you to have a more smoky kind of. All right, so I'm brushing them up into place, and then just and like I said, you've got really full brows. Literally just filling in any little gaps. And you don't really have a lot, but they're just tiny ones here and there. And I just use a little slanty brush for that. And I'm using a black shadow. I'm not using, any kind of brow specific. I'm just using a black shadow.
I have really dark eyebrows too.
You have really dark eyebrows. And I'm just tapping it in to like just little areas. And I also have like a little waxy pencil that I use to, where is my waxy pencil? Here, is that it? I have it somewhere. Oh, here it is. That kind of keeps your brows in place. So I will just literally go right over your brows. Anything that looks kind of like going wonky or astray, I'm just going to take my wax and kind of tame them a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to use some liner, and this one is by Urban Decay 24/7, and in the color Stag. Close. And I'm going to be very generous here. Not like a ton, but you know, enough to create a very sexy look. I'm going to get a Q-tip to do a little blending. With this liner, this is like budge proof, so you have to get in there and blend right away, or else you're going to be stuck with whatever you didn't blend. So you have to kind of work fast. Okay, open. All right, now close again. Thank you. I'm just going to get right here because that looked a little bare.
I feel like I've tried for so long to perfect top eyeliner, and I still haven't mastered that.
Open up. But you know what, though? It's like, depending on what the look is that you're looking for. If you're going to do a smoky eye, you can be kind of, not crazy, but you can kind of go back and forth along your lash line. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just take a little Q-tip and you just kind of blend it in, and it looks good, you know? It's something just to keep practicing. And have like a really soft pencil, like a creamy pencil, because if you have one that's too hard, you're going to be tugging at your eyelid, and that's not good. Okay, open. Okay. Don't close, but just kind of lower your eyes a little bit. Yep, perfect. So it's not going to be a precise line. It's going to be just a smudged kind of, you know, like you kind of slept in look. Okay, so now I'm going to go around the other side. Yeah, this is my new favorite color pencil.
What color is it again?
It's called Stag. I think it's a relatively new shade by Urban Decay. Okay, open. Okay, close. Okay, open. Okay. Don't close all the way, just kind of, yeah, thank you. Sometimes like where the lashes meet the lid, there are little gaps. So that when your eyes are closed, I can't see it, but when you open, I can say, oh, wait a minute. Okay, open. Okay, one more. Open a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, open. Great. Okay. So that's good. So now I'm going to spray your face.
Okay.
Because I want it all to stay. I'm using Skindinavia. Actually, this is a new one. Skindinavia, and it's again another like 16-hour setting spray. So you're going to close.
It smells good.
It does.
That's good.
Yeah, right?
Maybe in the future, people at home will be able to smell.
Like, well, that would be bad if I was watching the cooking shows.
I know.
Food Network.
I know.
I'd be like licking the TV screen. Okay, so now mascara. I'm going to curl your lashes. Okay, so you're going to look right here. And I'm going to just, don't be frightened. You get some very long lashes. Okay, keep looking here, because I feel like they're so darn long. I need to get to the top. Okay, and I might need to use my other little handy dandy device for the outer lashes. So kind of look straight. Yep. And this gets the corners for you lucky girls who have long, long lashes. I don't have long lashes. Of course, my children, why am I calling them my poor children? My children have ridiculously long lashes. So you're going to look right here. I don't know where they came from, that's for sure.
Does your husband have long eyelashes?
You know, I used to think he did, but looking at him now, they're like these wimpy, skimpy things. I really don't know where these children got these lashes from. Okay, let me just get right here. And then I'll get my other one. Oops. Kind of lower your eye a little. Yep, perfect. Great. And then mascara. So I am going to be using, again, Urban Decay. It's like my favorite. You know, people always say, "What's your favorite?" And I always say, I don't have a favorite. It looks like you're like going to clean the toilets with this brush. It's so thick, but it's like, it's awesome. So you're going to look straight and look down. But yeah, I'm going to have to say that this brand is my favorite. Wow, wow, wow. Now I was going to use another one on top of this to make it even, you know, to give a real false lash effect. But gosh, I still might, because they still look really, they look really long. Oh. Okay, so you're going to look straight and kind of lower. Yep.
You can feel it going on smoothly.
Oh,
it's a really good mascara.
It really is. And this brush, the first time I tried to use it, I just thought, God, it's like the fattest brush I've ever seen. But it's awesome. I am going to use the other ones just because I just want to make them even longer. Just make them even longer. So this is my Rimmel Accelerator Endless Lash. So again, you're going to look straight and look down a little bit. I mean, the combination of the two, like there's no mascara that does it all. Like, you know, like they can tell you about, you know, really expensive brands that are going to give you full and long lashes. They're not. It's either full, you know, like with volume, or long. And you really do, if you want to get a certain effect, you kind of have to layer. Okay. And now for lips, and I think not any kind of a lipstick, because, you know, lipstick can be drying, and especially if it's on romantic Valentine's Day, you should have very moist-looking lips. Now, I don't like that word, but I think that is the word I have to use. And so I think this is going to be a good color. It looks dark, but when you put it on, it looks like your lip color, just a little bit
Shiny.
deeper. Yeah, and shiny. I mean, it looks just like your lip color. Yeah, maybe I'll use my brush. What am I doing? What am I doing here? Get a speck on you somehow. Oh my goodness. Okay.
You must go through so many wipes.
I go through so many wipes. My hands are covered. I mean, I'll be out in the world, and of course, I am always looking at makeup wherever I go. If there's makeup, I'll stop and look at it, and I will have lines all over my hands. I'm sure there are people out there like, what is this crazy lady doing? Natalie's my daughter, has pointed out, why are you writing on yourself?
It won't be a few more years until she knows.
Oh, I dread it. Okay, do a little. So you want to have like kind of a neutral lip when you have a more, bold eye. And so this is a very, very soft, neutral lip. Oh my gosh. That's all I've got to say. And you're done, sister. You're done.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by the Lipstick Lounge. We'll see you next time.